Welcome to the Ravens Space on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Ravens Space Daily, where we talk about Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. Thank you guys so much for watching the whole week. This is the last episode of the week, so we'll give you the news. We'll hop right in. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll get started. So the first news of the week is that Marlin Humphrey has signed his free agent tender. So the first news of the week is that Marlin Humphrey is the fastest first-round pick to sign in Ravens history. So as you guys know, once the player gets drafted, there's some negotiation taking place back and forth for the different things like that. Now, the salary is slotted based on where they were chosen. However, the way bonuses work and different things like that do change based on each player. So Marlon Humphrey was the first one to ever sign this quickly, and it's awesome. It makes me happy because it shows that he's about the football. He's ready to play. He wants to get on the field. He wants everything to be done. No distractions. So I'm super excited about that. There's some other signings that have happened. Tyus Bowser has also signed. Nico Saragusa, Illuminor. And then the safety who was the last pick of the Baltimore Ravens, Chuck Clark, also signed. So this is a good sign for, the Ravens getting these players in. Doesn't look like there's going to be any holdouts, anything like that. Chris Wormley and Tim Williams are currently working through it. But it's good that the Ravens are going to have all their rookies ready to go day one and play without any disputes on their contract. And if you guys remember, the last time there was a big contract dispute for rookie was actually Joey Bosa. Bosa, didn't come to play in rookie minicamp and training camp because he wanted a better contract. So this thing can happen. Stuff like this can happen. Now, it worked out for Joey Bosa. He was a great player last year. But I do think that getting all your players on board is the best way to do this. So, again, good for Marlon Humphrey. Good for everyone else who has signed. Hopefully we get Wormley and Williams on, and then we can start this thing up and get them ready to play in the season. The next article I want to talk about is the best fits for big name players who are free agents, right? So they went around the league, got the biggest free agents and said, what's the best fit for these players? And for Victor Cruz, his best fit was the Baltimore Ravens. So I just want to tell you guys how I felt about this. I don't like this. I hope this is what happens. Victor Cruz is good because he'll add some depth, but I don't think he'll be good enough to start in the first two spots at receiver. But if he can fit into a slot and does do some of the great slot things he's done in the past, it'll be good. But he's injury prone. And he has a lot of downside with his injury history, but not a lot of upside because he's no longer that star player. He can't do it like he did a couple of years ago before his injury, day in and day out. So, but at this point, there's not a lot of players like that. So, you take who you can. I hope a receiver who has a little bit less injury history, like Anquan Bolden, can get out here and play for the team. But there's other receivers out there as well, but a lot of them have injury history. So the Ravens are going to have to pick and choose which one they think is going to be healthy for the whole year, unless they trust their players on the inside, like Chris Moore and Campanaro. So I really do hope this works out. I'm a little nervous that the Ravens are going to take an injury prone receiver, but it's either you're injury prone or you're old when you're in this point in free agency and you don't have a team. Who do you think the Ravens should sign? Which free agent wide receiver do you think would be best for the Baltimore Ravens? And so the last article of the day talks about the Baltimore Ravens' current biggest need that they need to address before the start of the season. And for the Baltimore Ravens, ESPN has that wide receiver is the biggest need. And I do disagree with this. I think that offensive line is still the biggest need. And I think this is because we either want to be a running team or a passing team, but regardless, you need a good offensive line. Again, the Ravens still do not have a center. Let's not sugarcoat that, right? We still do not have a center, right? We signed some guards in the fourth round, right? So, they're fourth round rookies, right? They weren't, they weren't even the best college players coming out. So we expect them to play in the division with great defensive tackles. The Bengals have a great defensive tackle. The Steelers have a great defensive tackle. And it's just not going to work. We need to have players who are going to be ready to play. And then we still don't have a right tackle. So all this stuff together, it makes me like, what are we doing? And some people said we're going to move one of the guards out to right tackle. But again, they weren't even good enough to play right tackle at their college. When it comes to skill in the offensive line, in my head, it goes left tackle, right tackle, whichever guard you want to run the ball to the most. So some running backs feel more comfortable running to the right or to the left. You put your strongest guard there, and then you have the center, right? So I think the center has to be smarter than the others, but they don't have to be more talented physically. So, and if you're playing guard in college, you know, I'm a little nervous how you'll hold up at right tackle, because in today's league, you know, Khalil Mack doesn't only play on one side, right? You know, it's Von Miller doesn't only play on one side. So it's important for both tackles to be able to stand up. So I'm a little worried about that. So I think the Baltimore Ravens' biggest need is offensive line. We got to fill those holes. Now, some people think we're going to sign players. We don't know yet, but I think that if we are able to fill those holes, the Ravens will be better as a team. So, and those are the stories for the day. Again, a little shorter episode. It was the start of rookie minicamp. So I'm going to put the press conferences on the YouTube channel so you guys can watch them. Again, if there's ever any monetization on any press conferences, let me know. I don't want to do any of that. I want to bring those to you guys so you guys have all the information you can. So again, those will be on the site later today. Also later today, Justin Forsett's highlight video will be on the site. Check it out. It will be awesome. So thank you guys so much. And go Ravens.